Peace, everyone. How are you? Just want to check in on you guys, see how you're doing. I was like really loving my kitty, so I wanted to share my kitty with you guys. And nothing much is up on this end. I went to go see Ant-Man with the girls tonight, and Ant-Man is like really, really funny and really cool. I love that movie. It's my favorite. Peace, Sneezy. Um, I'm actually supposed to be meditating right now, so shame on me. But instead of me spending time with myself, I thought I'd chime in just for a few minutes to check on you guys and see what you're up to. I'm a little lonely, but it's all good. Because I got my cards and I got my guides and I got myself. That movie was really good. Ant-Man's really, really good. You guys gotta see that. Oh my gosh. I was laughing the whole time. Please, Nat. I love that movie. And I went to this really cool movie theater too, where they were playing this movie and the seats vibrate and everything. And it was really cool. Cause it was pretty sharp, I must say. I love it. The girls had a great time. Thanks for loving on you. Thanks for loving on me. You guys show me so much love. That's why I have to check in on you. Make sure you guys are good. I'm about to go in on some me time myself, but just seeing what y'all up to. And it's like, oh my gosh, this energy shift. Oh God. Oh my gosh. You guys, you are in for a good one. I know you guys are like, I don't feel nothing. I'm good. Just wait. Just wait. Because I'm telling you, I usually have to go through stuff first. And then after I go through it, then it's like, I don't know. It's like the energies prepare me first. I have to go through it. And then you guys usually feel the aftermath of that. So I usually feel the alignments and the planetary shifts before they happen. I feel them actually coming in. So that's when I get to go through my alignment. And usually by the time the planets are aligned, I'm already in alignment and riding them out. So when everyone else is feeling the aftermath of the shift, then I'm able to guide you guys through that. But I will say that what we have coming in is pretty heavy. It's pretty heavy in a good way, though. It's only hard if you have not been putting in that inner work. And even if you have been putting in that inner work, there's still a little bit of debris that's still, left in there from that dark night of the soul. Aw. Yeah, so we have to make sure that you guys are like getting outside and you're getting grounded and you're staying grounded and you're eating healthy and you're breathing. Make sure you remember to breathe. That's one of the main things. I always like tap into the cards and read the cards, but I love when I channel too. The cards are cool. I love the pictures and I love the vibrations that come with the cards, but at the same time, I have a pretty powerful vibration myself. So you're working on that food change, Misty? Well, it's very deep because we have Jupiter here in retrograde. And when Jupiter goes in retrograde, especially in my sign, it spans everything. And I always eat healthy. The reason I gained some extra pounds is because I thought that cashews and a lot of fruit was healthy, but it was actually a lot of sugar. So my body took on that sugar. And at least I'm, thick from being healthy. Some people are thick from not eating healthy. So is there a difference? I don't know. But from what I've learned about this journey, no matter what, you still have to be comfortable in your own skin, and you still have to be happy with you and accept you, and know that whoever is for you, they're going to accept you no matter what, because they're going to love you from the inside out. And when someone loves you from the inside out versus the outside in, there is no love that is more powerful than that. And I've really come to the conclusion that that's the type of love that I want. And if I don't have that type of love, I'm not interested. No, thank you. I guess I'll have to wait another lifetime. Well, Nat, you said you wanted to know your twin came back first sending love messages, then out of the blue he said he has no room for me in his ugly life and does not know when he will be ready. Um, I think the best way that you can help your twin is by doing your inner work on yourself. And the more work that you do on yourself, you can actually help heal the relationship. I've actually found it harder to focus on the twin not being there, because when you focus on them not there, it makes it harder for you. And I'm telling you, if anyone knows anything about this journey, I'm telling you, it would be me, because I have literally looked for my twin my whole entire life. And then when I finally found my twin, I was actually in another relationship, and I left that relationship within a couple of weeks once I realized that my twin was my twin. And the journey has been so hard for me to come to the acceptance that my twin did not see me the way that I saw my twin. And that was really devastating for me, to the point to where I had to focus on healing myself. And that's pretty much what my journey is about, and that's what you guys see me sharing with you guys, is about healing yourself. Because the twin flame journey is one of the most hardest journeys that you can ever embark upon in life. And this journey can really drive you insane. And not just the twin flame journey, the matters of the heart, period. When you really love someone and you really put your all into loving someone, and to not have that love return to you in reciprocity, and the pain that you feel when you realize that that love is not returned back to you, it's one of the most heartfelt moments of your life. And that's when you have to come face with yourself, and you have to ask yourself, am I going to lay here and am I going to die in this, or am I going to fight, and am I going to get up from these tears? Am I going to get up from this pain? And that's where you have to find yourself putting one foot in front of the other, taking it one day at a time, one step at a time, one moment at a time. Because every single day that you focus on your twin not calling you, it's very painful. Your twin not returning your texts or returning your messages is very painful. Or even if you're not on a twin flame journey, if you are just in love with someone and that person rejected you, it's just as painful. But we have to know that no matter what, when someone comes along and they hurt us, or we feel that they hurt us, what is it that you are to take from this lesson? And that's what you have to ask yourself. So I know I see you guys say all the time, you guys see messages like, I'm done, I'm through, I'm done with him, I'm leaving him alone, or I'm done with her, I'm over it. You're not done with them, because if you were done with them, then you wouldn't be on messages or pages of love. And if you haven't realized it, my whole entire page is about love. One thing I've learned about this journey more than anything, that is the most vital part of this journey, is to take all that love that you put into someone else and you put that love in yourself, because you've been neglecting yourself. And you just have to think that as much as you have been loving someone else, as much heartfelt pain that you put into loving someone else, you could have been putting that love into yourself. And trust me when I say, there's been so many nights where I have literally just like cried that someone else would come in and just completely just take my mind off of, you know, this pain, that someone would come in and replace that love and I wouldn't have to be feeling that way. And I had to realize that the only person that can come in to heal me was me. So you have to focus on loving yourself and fighting through the pain. And it's not easy when you find yourself in those moments. Let's just talk about those moments. The one, those moments, that one moment where you are crying so hard, and you just can't stop crying, and it just feels like death. You're like, please take this away from me. And you cannot stop crying. It hurts so bad. Oh, gosh. What you have to do during those moments is you have to get in water. Just run for the shower. Just go for the shower. Just immediately when you feel yourself having that breakdown, don't allow yourself to just sit there in your bed, in your pillow, or in your room on the floor, in your closet. Don't do that to yourself. Fight to get to the bathroom. When you get to the bathroom, run that shower water. And even if you have to get in the shower with all your clothes on, if you can't even make it to getting your clothes off, get in the shower with your clothes on. And, when you get to the point, take your clothes off. If you don't want to take your clothes off, that's fine. Sit in the shower and then eventually run some bath water and lay in the water. Don't drown yourself. Just lay in the water and talk to the water and ask the water to help you, and the water will help you. The water is very healing. If you see those different commercials, you'll see like different infomercials or commercials where someone will hold a glass of water and they will say, I love you. And then they'll hold another glass of water and they'll say, I hate you. Well, it's the same thing with the water. Like when you're crying in water, you can actually speak to the water, and the elements of the water is actually there to help you. So if you find yourself in a position where the pain is just so unbearable, and trust me, I know. That's why I'm able to share it with you. Because I've been there, I've done that. And I'm telling you, don't feel like you're the only one, because you're not. Just know, like, it's like a spiritual beatdown that you're going through, right? So you just have to tell your angels and your guides, like, okay, I asked for change. I asked for my life to be going a certain way. And just because my life doesn't seem like it's going the way that I want it to go right now, whatever lesson that I have to go through to heal, just let me heal. So I think that's one of the things that you should look at, and one of the things that possibly should be your request, especially with these retrogrades that we have upon us. especially with the coming eclipse that we have that are coming up on us as well. We have 3 eclipses that are coming up on us. We have a solar eclipse as well as a lunar eclipse. A solar eclipse basically gives, a lunar takes away. So just remember that the eclipses are based off of something that you'll be given and something that will be taken away. Um, Whatever it is that you wish to hold on to, what if you try to hold on to it and it's not holistic, then more than likely it's going to be taken away. Even if it is holistic, many times it can be taken away from you just for you to have the experience of enduring that test. It does not mean that it's going to be taken away from you permanently, but it can be taken away from you temporarily just to see if you're going to still be faithful in your walk with spirit. So one of the things too you have to keep in mind, we have Mars in retrograde, and that Mars is in retrograde in Aries. So many people are like in their head or being very explosive. And if they're being very explosive, if you don't calm yourself, then it can escalate. So if people are tripping, let them trip. You just walk away from the unnecessary drama and you focus on where your energy is at. You focus on what you can do to heal yourself. Remember, the water is very healing. So go inside the water. Also remember to sit outside under the trees, ground yourself, sit in nature, go to the beach, take walks on beaches, go to the forest, walk through the forest, put your back against the trees. Use moments like these where, you know, like me, like I'm sitting in darkness right now and I have my candles going. And usually I have some type of mantra playing, but lately I don't have anything playing at all. I'm just sitting, listening to the stillness of silence because that's good too. Just listen to silence because a lot of times you ask for help from your guides and then you're playing things that are distracting you. So do your best to listen. Listen to see what it is that you're supposed to do. What's your next move? And that should help. Also, don't forget about your little ones, your children, your pets, your seniors. Make sure that you look out for them, take care of them. And trust me when I say pay attention to your children because a lot of lessons, especially during these eclipses, will come through the children. And many times these lessons that come through the children can show you things that you've been lacking within yourself. So yeah, salt water is good, Jess. Yes, I love water. I promise you I'm a mermaid. Hands down. I love it. But yeah, water is very good. Air, remember to breathe. If you guys really think about it, many times you're sitting there and you're sitting, if when you're just sitting at your desk or you're just sitting in the room or you're just sitting there watching TV, wherever you're sitting, just pay attention to your breathing sometimes and you'll recognize and you'll realize that you're not breathing. And that has a lot to do with why a lot of stress is built up inside of you because you're not releasing it. So breathe, okay? Yes, spending time with the children is very grounding. Make sure that you do spend time with the children. If you don't spend time with children, if you don't spend time with your children, then trust me when I say these eclipses that are here, they're going to not only show you where you have been lacking as a parent, but they're going to cause you to self-check yourself in a lot of ways. And make sure y'all check them rooms. check them drawers, check them closets, check under them beds. Make sure that their place and their space is just as clean and just as pure as yours, because different spirits and entities and energies like to hide in the children's room. So make sure that your children's space is clean, and make sure that you guys are putting that salt in them corners of your homes to purge those energies. Make sure that you're keeping your homes clean. I can't even stress that. I don't even care if you have a basement or something that's like messed up or jacked up. Go and get rid of all that. Start cleaning your spaces out and make sure that your space stays clean, because that's going to help you with these coming eclipses that are coming in. And trust me when I say you want all the help from, you know, the lighter aspects of the positive energies that will help you make it through these eclipse energies, especially with the eclipse and retrogrades coming in. Yes, Florida water is good. I just got some new Florida water today myself. Uh-huh. Florida water is really good. Um, yeah, black salt is good, as well as pink Himalayan salt is good. If you guys are looking for the types of salt to get, and use that to purify your homes, your corners, keeps evil out. Depending on what type of evil, you may have to do extra stuff depending on what type of environment that you're in. But one of the main things to keep in mind, how you can spot specific negative energies in your home, the very first thing that you should remember is that you want to sleep in every single room of your home. That's first and foremost. If you have never slept in every single room of your home, you may want to start doing that, because that will help you feel into the spaces of your home, and that will help you pick up on specific energies that are in your home. As well as you can take cups of water and put water in every single room of your home, and watch how the water will go down. It will go down, whichever water goes down faster, that will show you like a thermometer what type of specific energies or entities are hiding in your home or in that specific room. We are in a time of conscious co-creation, where I've always shared with you guys, thoughts become things and your words have energy and power. So if you speak it, it's going to happen. If you visualize it, it's going to happen. If you keep crying about it, you're watering it. So you're going to create more of the same to happen. So be very cautious in what you speak, what you think, what you say, and especially what you feel. Because even if something is causing you to be sad or hurt or angered or disappointed, even if something, let's take anger for example, if something is making you angry, then you have to realize that whoever made you angry, it's not that person. That, even if it's just a regular passerby stranger that made you angry, people are outside of your vibration, and because it's your reality, you are in conscious co-creation, which means that you created that person to vibrate outside of you with a specific energy to cause you to be triggered deep within your being, so that way you can see what you needed to come to the surface in order for you to heal. And that's what you're experiencing right now with the Mars retrograde, for example. We even have Uranus retrograde, where Uranus will be in retrograde for the next 7 years. So things will come in quick and then they'll leave quick. And that's probably what you were experiencing, beloved, when you're talking about your twin coming in and all of a sudden they're there, then all of a sudden they may disappear. So the point is, how are you living with yourself? That is the point, because you have to be like, even for, say, for example, Saturn is also retrograde. And with Saturn here retrograde, we also have Chiron retrograde. So we have Chiron, we have Saturn, we have Neptune, we have Uranus, and we have Jupiter retrograde right now. And then we have Mercury that's coming up retrograde on the 27th of this month. So you connect with your clan by going within. You gotta sit within. If you are trying to connect with who you are and where you're from simply by surfing the internet, you have to stop yourself right there. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Because you hear about stuff, yes, on the internet. Those are nice little tools that you can use from time to time. But you have to remember, dear ones, that you are the internet. You're the reason that the internet was created. So use your wireless network, use your antennas, which is your hair, use your quantum being, your holistic self, and put yourself even in a fast mode. Fast mode meaning where you may just have lemon water or something for 24 hours and stay in a meditative state. How do you do that? You just sit still, like I'm sitting still now, probably in front of a candle, and just the stillness of silence. And just listen. Don't ask any questions. Don't play any music. Get away from your phones. Get away from your computers. And sit within the stillness of silence. When they say that silence is golden, they were right. And if you find yourself still having a hard time and you can't sit still and there's still too many distractions, sit in your closet. Your closet is very, very channeling. And for those of you who've been in my classes, I've shared that with you before. Yes, beautiful, Jess. Candles are very peaceful. There is candle work, candle magic. Candle is very magical. You are very magical. You have powers that are laying dormant within you that you have yet to tap into, because instead of us sitting still to tap into our powers, we may decide to jump on the internet like I just was guilty of just now. But I'm gonna just make this a minute, then I gotta go back to me. I just thought I'd drop you guys some knowledge for a second. And I know I'm getting my downloads, but we're all getting downloads. And what is very profound about these times is that we're going to be aligned with who we have come into this quantum construct to be aligned with in this hour. So if there is someone that is detrimental to your growth, to your path, to your walk, you will be taken in a new direction away from those specific beings. The thing about it is that you ask for change, and then when change comes, then you want to fight it. So how bad do you want change? How bad do you really want this walk? How bad do you really want to connect with spirit and vibrate with spirit? Like me, for example, I refuse to have any type of relationship, even if it's just a regular friendship. I cannot have any type of friendships that are not spiritual. And all of my friends, they know, like, our conversations aren't about, going out to the club and, just doing just random stuff, just nothing. Let's just say every single friend of mine, they will tell you that, our conversations are about empowerment, upliftment, evolution, what we're doing to get to the next level, what we're doing to evolve, what type of goddess bath are we taking, and what are we purchasing to go in that goddess bath, and what we did during meditations, and what we did to help ourselves with our businesses, and what did we do to help ourselves get through a tear or a pain or a dark night of the soul moment. It's always something uplifting. It's never anything that is hurting someone or gossiping or backbiting or tearing someone down, or we don't even spend energy on that. We don't have time for none of that. We're too busy building ourselves and evolving. And same thing with relationships. I refuse to ever put myself in any type of relationship whatsoever if that he has to be spiritual. He has to be. There is no way. And knowing my relationship with the divine spirit of life, with source will not even let anyone come near me that is not spiritual at all. And there is nothing material that anyone can offer me in this life, in this world. It's like the only thing that can be offered is a holistic relationship, a spiritual relationship, one that is of Trinity, one that is of mind, body, and spirit, one that will connect us all back to source. And that is what we should all be in search of, not just relationships with someone who's going to help uplift us, but how is that person, let's say you're looking for a man, is that man, is he drinking, is he smoking, is he doing drugs, is he taking you out to clubs, and he only comes to see you during booty call hours, and he doesn't try to get to know you or help you build or help you grow, or he's not father material. So you have to ask those questions, ask those questions as far as, what can help you build, what can help you grow, what can help you evolve, not something that's going to take away from you. And if you find yourself even in friendships, and those friendships are not holistic, those friendships are complaining and gossiping and backbiting and low vibrational energies, you know it. You know what those energies are, because the conversation is taken over by low vibrational energies. And you have to ask yourself, do I want to tap into this matrix? Because you have to remember, misery loves company. So even your social media feeds, if you look at your social media feeds, like many of you have Facebook, right? Or Instagram. I remember specifically, it was about 4 years ago, I went through my whole entire Facebook feed and I began to delete out anyone who was talking about doom and gloom, like murder, mayhem, chaos, twerking, all that stuff. I completely start unfriending and deleting so many people. I remember I must have unfriended almost 1,000 people plus. And one, because I didn't know them. And two, even if I did know them, I still unfriended them if they were having on their feed where it was completely negativity. Because at that time, about 4 years ago, that's when people were waking up and they were checking their Facebook pages a lot. So same thing with you. If you check your Instagram or your Facebook or your LinkedIn pages, if you check that a lot and you see a lot of negativity come up on your feeds, you have to self-check yourself and ask yourself, what type of energies am I even letting in my vibration? So go through your feed and start, I start filling my feed with people that were doing like yoga and positive affirmations and, healing. So yeah, Facebook is changed. I know I try to post on there as much as I can, but it's for business. And that's another thing too. If you're just sitting on Facebook and you're just posting just to post, That's another thing. You could be using that energy and that time with yourself building or growing or monetizing your brain. You have to remember that the average millionaire has 9 different sources of income. So if I just spoke to one of my exes today, and he was sharing with me how everyone is doing horrible and everyone's doing bad and they're doing awful. And even those vibrations didn't really resonate with me, because the people that I know and that I'm affiliating myself with, everyone's doing great. Everyone's doing good. And maybe that's because we are focusing on positive vibrations. We're focusing on vibrations that are uplifting and encouraging. And we're making sure that, we help each other out. So if one person is not having a good day, then we bounce off of each other and we'll help each other out. Like, go get in the bath, girl, or, go get some air, or go take a walk on the beach. And we'll be there for each other and help uplift each other. And I recommend that, if you guys were part of my portals or my classrooms, I always end up pairing someone off with a spiritual friend. There's a lot of indigos and crystals and starseeds that are all over the world that I'm connected with, and it's such a beautiful vibration of family that I just feel so humble and so grateful to just be in a position to be connected with such beautiful souls and spirit all over the universe, all over the world. And I want to stay in this place, and I'm gonna stay in this place. And if I see anything that is contrary to where I'm going, in my phase of evolution, then I immediately cut it off. And this is not a path where you connect to things that are attaching. In other words, if you find yourself in a situation where your friends want you to stay in doom and gloom, and then they're jealous and they're backbiting and they're hating and they're gossiping about you, you feel it. Many of you, we're at the place right now to where if you're really tapping into your spiritual gifts, you can feel who really likes you. You can feel if that person is truly your friend. You can really feel it. If you just stop and just really just sit there and just notice their conversation when they talk to you, you can feel it. You know it. You can and then you have to trust your intuition, even if they're speaking to you or they're trying to be your friend and you're like, I don't know what it is. I'm just not feeling this person. I can't do it. That's your higher self talking to you. So listen to your higher self. Listen to your higher self and know that your higher self is not going to let you down. The recalibrate, that actually started already. That's for people who are part of the portals before the winter solstice, the spring, and the summer equinox portals. Then that calibrate has already started, and that is a recalibration where basically people who have already taken the classes, we already know what to do. We've already been in training for these times. We've received such massive downloads on how to pretty much, be prepared for these retrogrades and these energy shifts that are coming in. That we don't have time right now to train anyone who has not gone through the portals, because the portals were for 21 days. So during those 21 days, there were specific downloads that were given and tools and techniques that were given that we just don't have time to train you right now. The next portal that is coming up is for fall. So if you guys hear the announcement for the fall, then I recommend that you don't miss it, because one thing that I have noticed is that 4 times a year, Nubian News gives out services for free. And those services are based off of donations. And those donations come from your angels and your ancestors and your guides, where you seek your guides and you ask them how much you are to donate towards your spiritual development. And people will hear the announcement, and we'll even have the countdown clock come in. And as the countdown clock comes in, the time passes. And then after the time passes, then people start fighting me on the forums and cussing me out and calling me bad names and all kind of stuff about, me not helping them. And my thing is, you're not helping yourself, because you can't lead a horse to water. You can or you can't. I don't know. It depends on how you look at it. So I don't know what you're talking about, Morpheus. What are you over there rambling about? What are you rambling about, Morpheus? What's going on with you? Because it seems like you have to be still even within your energy. Your energy is all over the place. I can feel you from here. We have Chiron in retrograde, and we have Mars in retrograde. So with us having those two things in retrograde, more than likely, you are being triggered by yourself. You're being triggered by yourself because you won't sit still long enough to allow yourself to feel into the energies and saying, why did this person break my heart? Why is this lesson here upon me? What am I supposed to learn from this lesson? But if you're not careful, what you can find yourself guilty of is blaming others outside of you for the things that are happening to you that you are actually causing to happen to yourself, because you don't sit still long enough to listen to the voice of your angels, your guides, your way showers, your ancestors. If you ask them for help and then they send you help, then you wouldn't recognize the help even if they gave it to you, because I'm telling you, Jesus walks in the church 24 hours, 7 days a week. And he's the first person that's kicked out of the churches because no one recognized that he's Jesus, that he's the Christ consciousness, that he's Yeshua. So he's embodying everybody. In other words, there's help all around you all the time. Are you sitting still long enough to go within the silence of your own mind to know thyself? That's what you have to ask yourself. Just like when Neo was in the Matrix, right? And he was talking to the Oracle, and he kept saying, I'm not the one. I'm not the one. And she kept saying, no, you're not the one. And it wasn't until Neo said, wait a minute, I am the one. Once Neo recognized that he was the one, that's when he became the one. But no one helped Neo recognize that. It was because Neo sat there in an inkling of a thought. And Neo was like, wait a minute, I got this. Exactly. Then he became one. So that is your lesson here tonight, beloved. When are you going to become one with thyself? Because there are signs and synchronicities all around you all the time. But are you paying attention to those signs and synchronicities? That's the question. That's the true question of the hour. Fasting is very vital to your walk when you're talking about spirituality, especially when you're talking about love, because there has to be a sacrifice, a taking away, an emptying of the spirit to pay attention to the energies that are embodying within your being, that you're embodying within your being. So this is why many have such a big deal when it comes to fruitarian, breatharian, vegan, vegetarian, or just a regular meat eater, because there's different vibrations with those foods. Interesting, isn't that? Which type of vibration do you want to take on? If you eat meat, do you want to take on the fear or the anger or the hatred or the toxicity that comes with what the animal had to go through upon its death? All the way down to a breatharian. Why does a breatharian only want to take on the breath of life as their food? So there's different elements for different vibrations for different people. It just depends on your level of discipline and what you're willing to discipline yourself with when it comes to your walk. And this is what we see with the master teachers or the shamans or the monks. Yes, quickenings are good. Anything that's going to help you be one with yourself. And that's one of the main lessons that we're getting in the hour, is what lesson do you need to learn to be holistic, to be one with spirit? I have studied every single religion on this planet. I did not conform myself to one only when I was a child, and that's when I was forced to, because I was only introduced to one type of religion. But as I got older, I stepped out on my own and I began to study all different religions and realized that all those different religions are tools. So same thing with you in your life. Like, for example, with us having all the different planetary retrogrades that are upon us. And we always talk about knowledge of self or study thyself, right? Have you pulled up your natal chart and looked at your natal chart? For example, if we have a retrograde in Neptune, did you look where Neptune is in your chart, or where Saturn is in your chart, or Chiron is in your chart, or Uranus is in your chart, or Jupiter is in your chart, to see which house and which area of your life that you're going to be affected in during these retrogrades? That can help you make it through these retrogrades. Because I'm telling you right now, if you haven't, then what's going to happen during the eclipse, when the eclipse come, and we're already in the shadows of those right now. Those of you who are very spiritual and in divine alignment, you've already started to feel and notice that you have already been taken through specific lessons regarding the eclipse in your life. Things have been given, or things have been taken away, or specific things are coming in. Also, many of you, especially those of you who have a lot of water in your chart, you're noticing that your dreams are becoming very, let's just say, premonitions. And if you're paying attention to your dreams and you're paying attention to your children's dreams, then you'll notice that your dreams are very telling to you. So pay attention to your dreams. I recommend a dream journal during these energies, to start writing down what is happening in your dreams, and then you go back later and you can read those dreams, because actually those dreams are signs and synchronicities that can help you in the coming days ahead. For those of you who know about the Book of Shadows, you should be creating your Book of Shadows right about now. Your Book of Shadows should be amping up. So when you are dealing with so many retrogrades right now and planetary alignments, you have to recognize that you are the planet. And because you are the planet, and you probably heard a YouTube video say, oh no, these retrogrades or something's happening, don't let anything scare you. There's nothing to be afraid of. There is absolutely nothing to be afraid of, beloved. These are beautiful times. These really are beautiful times. And you can make them even that much more beautiful. Even, for example, if you hear a specific reading and the reading is saying, oh no, like this is going to happen or this is going to happen in your life, you don't have to accept that. You create your reality. You do you know how many times I've heard a reading that was contrary to anything that I was looking forward to, and I shape shifted that reality? I shape shifted that whole entire vibrational reading, and I caused the things to happen in which I wanted to experience based off of my energy, based off of my thoughts. I transformed the energies for them to happen the way that I wanted them to happen because of my thoughts, because of my affirmations, because of who I am. And that goes back to knowledge of know thyself. So, and the thing also is, you're not supposed to ever take one reader's word as face value. You should always be reading thyself. You should always be in a space of knowledge of self. You should always put yourself in a position to challenge yourself. If you find something that you're afraid of, face your fears. Do you know why I'm going to flight school? Did I ever share with you guys exactly, can anyone just guess possibly why I'm going to flight school? What's very deep about it is that I've been there a couple times before, and I have a couple more classes, and my flight school classes have actually been paid for 2 years ago. Exactly, Monique. Afraid of heights. Because when I was a little girl, my sister and I fell down a mountain when we were hiking with the Girl Scouts. I started running really fast and tumbled over and went really fast and fell down a mountain, and then became afraid of heights. And even when I moved where I live now, I was afraid to even go face the balcony because I was afraid of heights. So everything that I began to fear, I began to face my fears. So one of the things that I was afraid of was heights, but I've always wanted to be a pilot. So, and then I also heard someone say, when I asked them, I said, what would you rather do? Would you rather fly the plane or would you rather have someone drive you? And I'll never forget, because this guy said, oh, I'd rather have someone drive me. I was like, that sounds very stupid, because what if your driver is jacked up, where you can be sitting there just waiting on a pilot and then nobody can fly? So I was like, no, there's nobody that's going to fly me nowhere. I'm going to be in charge of my own life. And that reminds me of a time that I was actually on my way to Chicago, and the plane shut down like 3 or 4 times, and the pilot was still trying to take off. And I told the flight attendant, can you tell the pilot that I said, just, I'll be fine if he lets us all off this plane and we just wait for a plane that actually flies right, because I am not going up in the sky for this plane to start tripping. And no one said anything except me. And the flight attendant even had an attitude because I requested that she go tell the pilot what it is that I was telling her to say. So she came back and she said, the pilot wanted you to know that he's going to take everything that you said into consideration. Next thing you know, the pilot made an announcement for everyone to get off the plane. But the flight attendant came back to me and said the pilot wanted to meet me. So we went up to the front. I met the pilot. The girls took pictures with the pilot and everything. And it was very deep because he thanked me for that. Because there was something wrong with the engine. And it was from that day that I said, I will never let anyone be pilot of my life. I will be the pilot of my own life. And I was very shocked that everyone was sitting on that plane and they were so trusting of the pilot to just get up in the sky and to just fly the plane, just trusting that the pilot knew exactly what he was doing without saying a word. And I was the only one that spoke up. And I just sat up in the plane, I'll never forget, and I looked around like, are these people really asleep like that no one's going to say anything? But I spoke up for myself. So the same thing with you in your life. Are you going to be the pilot of your own life? Or are you going to wait for someone else to speak up for you? Are you going to face your fears? Yes, I do. I do readings. I read natal charts. I read your energies. I read the letters of your names. I tell you your life path, your reason for being, why you're here on planet Earth. I tell you your karmic debts, your karmic blessings. I tell you why you're in the relationship with the person that you're in the relationship with, if that's the person that you're destined to be with, things of that nature. And that's called the Lilith pack, I believe. The metaphysical package is the one where I do the metaphysics of your whole entire life path, reason for being, karmic debts, things of that nature. Tell you what you're good at: leadership, unity, communication, structure, energy wise, family wise, spiritual wise, wealth and power wise, and humanitarian wise. And then I also compare that, especially if you're in a twin flame relationship, I compare you and your twins' energies and give you the breakdown of who's going to be the most dominant person in the relationship, who's going to be the one with the most money, who's going to be the one that's going to run the family, who's going to be the one that's going to structure, who's going to be the one that leads. And this is what I go into, where I tell you about, it doesn't matter if it's a masculine or a feminine energy, because that feminine energy may have more power to lead that relationship. But are you going to be so into your ego that you're going to say, I'm the man and I run this family, that you're going to miss the mark? You're going to miss it because it could be your feminine counterpart that is the one that is embodying leadership qualities. And your feminine counterpart can take you to heights. And then you could be the one that is very good with unifying, or you could be the one that's supposed to make the money and wealth and power, or you can be the one that is very fine-tuned in the spirituality. It just depends on where the energies are in the letters of your name. So, like I was saying, you make a decision on you leading your own life. You call the shots regarding leading your life. Don't wait for someone else to call the shots regarding leading your own life, because it's your reality. It's your conscious co-creation, what you're creating with your thoughts and your actions and your deeds. Just because the situation may look that way, of a moment of temporary lack, that's just temporary. That's just something that's there just to temporarily teach you a lesson about something. But you don't have to stay there. You can continue to evolve spiritually. And like I said, we have these energies coming in. So these energies, especially fire signs, water signs, earth signs, everyone. You have the air signs even. You have the energy here. That's what these planetary alignments are here for. They're here to help you evolve into your highest being, into your highest self. So know that there is nothing in life that you cannot do that you don't put your mind to. As long as you put your mind to it and you decide that that's what you want, you can manifest it. If you decide that's what you want to do, you can do it. If you decide that's what you want to have, you can have it. But you have to own the energies of it, and don't be afraid to face your fears. Because I'm telling you, the things that you fear the most, more than likely, what if I told you that the reason that you're fearing those things the most is because you're an expert at it? That's right. That's why you're fearing it. Because you are afraid of yourself. You're afraid of looking within, and you're afraid of challenging yourself because you're your greatest challenge. You're the one that puts all the people, places, and things and experiences outside of you, just like Neo in the Matrix. Remember the key keeper, the Mr. Smiths, all that? You're the one that's creating all those specific energies to vibrate outside of you. But it's up to you. Are you going to stay jacked into the matrix, or are you going to jack out of the matrix? And remember, if you jack out of the matrix, you may not make it back in. So be mindful of the people, the places, the things that you are surrounding yourself by. Because when you are not mindful of those things, then you're responsible for hurt, harming, and injuring yourself. You're funny, Morpheus. Well, I just want to share that with you guys. I'm not going to make this too long tonight. I love you guys and girls. You guys have a beautiful night. Yes, I have to go meditate now. I have to go talk to my angels and my guides and talk to myself and love myself and hug on my body pillow. I'm glad I got this body pillow. You guys got to get one of these pillows. It's called a gel body pillow. And I'm telling you, it's like aloe vera body pillow. These body pillows are like, oh my God, they're the best. They feel like a human. So, in the meantime, in between time, me and my body pillow. I need a big teddy bear. That's what I need. But it's all good. Thank you guys. I love you. Have a beautiful night. Nubian Divine.